Thank you so very much. What an incredible privilege it is to stand here and speak to not only to 1,000 Relay for Life leaders, but to thousands of relayers throughout the country and indeed around the world. I said to Dr. Brawley backstage, you know, Otis, we may be talking to more people tonight than either of us ever have before. So let's think about what we're going to say. Relay for Life, 30 years strong, and you're going to make it even stronger, and I'm counting on you to do that. I'll tell you a story that I've told privately very few times, but I, of course, first met Gordy when I was a volunteer, and I was in what they called the line, going through the chairs to become chairman of the board. And Gordy and I had a talk one evening, and he said, John, more important to me than becoming president of the American Cancer Society. Our president has always been a physician or a medical person, and that's the brass ring. It doesn't get much better than that if you're a cancer doctor to become president of the American Cancer Society, the largest voluntary health organization in the world. Big time stuff. He said, more important to me, I'm feeling 30 years younger looking at all this 80s sartorial splendor. I'm feeling a lot younger. See some pack bands out here. Gordy said to me, John, more important to me than becoming president, because he knew that anybody that had gone as far as the volunteers that we associated with would love to be president. He said, I want to raise a lot of money for the American Cancer Society. Wow. 30 years and $5 billion later, I'd say he did a pretty darn good job, didn't he? But the beautiful part of it, and I can remember the number of times, but especially the last few times I had a chance to talk with Gordy, he was always quick, and he talked he's a powerful talker, but he talked softly. But he, of course, would reach out and say, of course, we could never have done it without all of you. And he was right. So we thank you again for everything you're doing to make this organization so impactful as it currently is. The key point is that Relay for Life educates and raises a lot of money, but it basically funds mission and progress. So the point is that we need constantly to say, but is it making a difference? And it is making a difference. We've seen a 20% decline in age-standardized cancer mortality rates over the last 20 years, basically. And of course, that's the first time we've ever seen that. Imagine me starting out 40 years ago as a volunteer. The cancer death rates were going up every year. And very discouraging. And one medical oncologist patted me on the head one day and said, John, I was all excited about something. I was at a training conference in Chicago, and he said, don't get too excited because chemotherapy really doesn't cure anybody. And so here's how far we've come, where you heard about Felicia Wilson sitting down here, who takes Gleevec and has never been sick with her cancer, which otherwise was fatal. So you're funding real progress, and that 20% decline means 1.3 million Americans alone will celebrate a birthday this year who otherwise would not have. That's the kind of impact you're having. And what's so very exciting is that, of course, we talk about the money, and it's going to take a lot of money, and I'll mention that just one more time before I shut up. But you have to understand that you're adding vitality and diversity to the world's largest voluntary health organization. Of all the voluntary health organizations all around the world, guess which one has the most number of young people involved in their cause, with almost 500 events on university campuses and college campuses this last year. And what often goes over our head, because we're in this to do the mission, we're in here to save the life, we're in here to have fun, we're here to get funds to fund the mission, but what often is missed is that we have provided an opportunity for communities to fight back. And I've seen, I suspect you have too, where I've had people come to me, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. I got to do something. It's about my mother. It's about my wife. Now, every community can do something about the fight, and we can show them that it really does make a difference. You know, Brian Drucker is a friend of mine. I know him well. I think he probably will win the Nobel Prize, but he's won many other prizes. But that's not the point. The point is he's really important to solving the cancer problem, but so are you. Because if it weren't for the funds that you raised, those kinds of scientists, we funded Brian Drucker, his first year out of medical school, $55,000 over 2 years so he could spend some time in the laboratory after seeing children and patients all day. 15 or so years later, that was in 1985, in 2001, the first targeted therapy is approved with the FDA, and what a difference that's making. So let me just say to you that we now, why are you so important moving forward? We have to get more people engaged. That's key to solving this problem. Why do I say that? Because we have evidence and we have knowledge that we haven't had before. When I got started, we had some ideas and hypotheses and hunches, but we couldn't look anybody in the eye and say, here, you help us out, and we'll do this, and that will make a difference. That will save lives and help us solve the problem. We need to do three things to finish the fight. We need to redouble our research efforts. That takes money. We need to promote prevention into public policy everywhere. That takes money. We need to provide access to quality care to everybody, anybody facing cancer, wherever they are needed. Those are big deals. Hard to do, but they're doable. We've shown in every category that we can do them. It's just doing more of it. And that's why you're so important to where we're going. We need to get more people involved. I want to end with just two quick thoughts about how important you are, but not only your leadership, what you've done this past year, what you're doing for us now, what you will do in the future, but you need to find a way that we engage more people in this movement. 10 of the most powerful one-pulse words in the English language go like this: if it is to be, it is up to me. If it is to be, it is up to me. We are going to finish the fight, and may God and our good work together speed that day. Thank you all very much.